Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 64 of the Hops and Bops podcast. I'm producer Tom.
I'm Joe.
I'm Mike.
And this episode's very special. This is the episode where we are going to review the titular 1991 release, Nevermind by Nirvana. And to pair that, we have these beautiful Canteen Spirits Vodka Soda variety pack. We're going to taste test a little bit of each of them, and we will see what we like about them.
Yeah.
So
It'll be a great time.
This is an album that an album and a drink that Joe wanted to do specifically because this is the 30th anniversary of the album's release.
Yes.
I also think that the baby whose dick's hanging out sued them.
He's suing them right now.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking baby
That's
dick.
all I got.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Good insight.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
We'll see what happens there. I mean, we'll talk more about the album when we get to the album, but I am surprised that by now, with everything being, PC for right reasons and whatnot, that they just didn't blur out the penis. Just blur it out.
Yeah.
Not even blur it out, but CGI it, Photoshop it out.
No, but my thing
It doesn't
is,
have to be there.
No, but really though, his parents had to have signed
Yes.
some sort of waiver
Agreed.
saying was fine.
Right, they didn't just pull a baby out and say, "Hey, we want your penis on our album cover."
Yeah, no.
Right.
No, there was no
calling all baby
They
pieces.
they did not have
Right.
interviews on baby dicks.
Right, I
Like,
don't
it
know.
wasn't-
Right.
So what's your...
There was.
And we've lost all of our viewers.
Listen, once the parents signed that, it was done and over with.
Seriously,
Done.
though. No, they did.
What else?
They
They
must
had to
have. Yeah.
I mean, he's a baby. If he wasn't a grown man, then it'd be different. But
Yeah,
didn't he recreate it or something? I thought I saw that.
I'm gonna go look back and see if somebody posted a picture of me as a baby dick somewhere and make some money. I mean, come on.
You gotta get some money out of the baby dick,
Exactly.
Um,
Anyway,
all right, you want to try these out?
start with our drinks. Yeah. So, quick little backstory about these drinks. The trivia company I work for, called Best
What do you
Trivia
start
Ever.
with?
Start with that one.
This summer, we were sponsored by Canteen Spirits. So I've actually was able to taste a lot of the flavors, and there's more flavors, more than these.
Thank you, sir.
So I wanted to
Nothing crazy.
bring
Got
them to the
three of them.
podcast. And little play on words. There smells like teen spirit, Canteen Spirits. So I figured it would be a nice little tie-in. So we're going with the lime flavor right now, which I love. I love the lime
A
flavor.
little aluminum smell to it.
So Tom, I'm curious what you're going to think of these, because it's not really a seltzer. It's a vodka soda. Ready to drink vodka soda.
It smells like Sprite.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Smells
Cheers.
a little more like
Teen
7
Spirit.
Up.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. That's real tasty.
Oh,
Okay.
I got the pop.
Ooh,
Got it in your
right in the eye.
Oh, you're the soda of my eye.
Yeah. So these are 99 calories, 0 sodium, 0
Good, I'm
sugars,
getting fat.
no carbs, gluten free. I
Jeez.
mean, 5%.
If you got issues, this is the drink of choice.
This is it. Yeah, and the variety pack I bought had black cherry, watermelon, and lime in it. So,
But
but
don't forget,
yes,
Joe never changed his album pick.
right.
Listen, we had, if you have remembered all the way back into 2 weeks ago, we had mentioned how Joe sometimes he switches around his albums a little bit last minute, and Mike didn't believe he was choosing the two albums that he had picked, which was this and Turquoise, Life in the City. And so we put a little what do we call it?
A little wager, little captain's bet.
Yes, a little captain's bets, and he lost. So we are sticking with Nirvana's Nevermind.
I am going
Why
through with
did we
it,
not put this in the freezer?
and
Just
by
thought
the
about
because that's it.
You can.
surprised
We're not trying to.
I'm surprised you weren't
accommodate you.
sitting on it with it between your nutsack
I
and
can
your
fart on it
grundle.
right now if you want. Grundle.
So-
Warming it up.
We could throw it in the fridge and then do it at the end of the episode.
That is true.
Fuck off.
So Mike will be enjoying. So I went to multiple liquor stores and I said, "Hi, can you please recommend me the worst tequila that you have
It's
in
just
stock?"
any tequila is the worst.
And we have here Anza Blanco tequila. He will be enjoying this at the conclusion of
Yeah.
here episode.
I gotta wait till the end. It's like
I'm changing the album. No, we're not doing it. I'm just kidding.
Could you imagine?
Enjoy, motherfucker.
Right at the beginning.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, so...
Can we at least make me chugging this a TikTok?
yeah,
do something out of it.
That's good TikTok content.
I'll post it. You gotta get down right in the middle of the screen, and I'll do a little edit of it.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, lime Canteen Spirits, great flavor. What do you guys think of this one?
It's good.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
better than what I think the seltzer version would have been, but it still kind of tastes like TV static.
That is your go-to line about these drinks, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, it tastes like Sprite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not as soda-y, but
Yeah, it does have that element of sweetness to it that you
Not
get
really.
from the soda.
not really hitting the booze portion, which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah. What percent are these?
5.
5%.
Okay. Yeah. If you're not, a crazy beer head like some of
They taste a little flat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a little like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
a little bland.
Fair.
A little bland.
I got
Maybe it's
nothing
the
wrong
lime.
with it.
It's the
Maybe.
lime.
Yeah.
The lime
Lime is a
effect.
pretty.
I really like the lime one,
Yeah.
which is because I'm a big beach hair guy, black chair. But I really like the lime from this brand, the Red Rock shrimp.
If you recall.
A little longhorn action.
A little long action.
He went with the double sides.
Getting loopy.
Sit hard.
Yeah.
The mashed potato rice
Mashed
combo.
taters.
Ooh, that's a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go
On
home.
You're gonna be on a salad diet all week.
Yeah, I am. I need to go home.
Oh, a nice
Okay.
waffle salad.
Detox.
Yeah. I need
A
to take more time off. Oh. All right, where are we?
Opening song.
Nirvana.
Oh,
no, I want to
yes.
talk about the album for a little bit. Hold on. So yeah, Nirvana, Nevermind, 30th anniversary.
And there you go. Ratings.
Pretty much.
Yeah, this was an album I wanted to bring to the podcast for a while, and I thought it'd be fitting now. I wanted to sneak it in before the end of the year to commemorate its 30th anniversary. I do want to start by saying I'm personally not a huge Nirvana fan. I think this is a very good album, a solid, great album, but I'm just not overall a big Nirvana fan. I know Mike isn't.
Yeah.
Tom, I think you are.
I would say I'm more of a fan than both of you.
Yeah, I think you're the biggest fan.
I actually have pulled up. I thought back to like some kind of writing class I took in college.
Oh, yeah.
If I had written some kind of paper, because I had that memory deep in my mind, so I went through my Google Drive and I found a paper I wrote for my Writing 110 class called Grunge Music and Its Influence in the 1990s, which is a 6-page paper that I wrote probably around like 2 in the morning because I just kind of wanted to get it out of the way.
Okay.
And I won't share it all, but I do have some kind of background history into liking Nirvana and grunge music in general. I know the third album we ever did was my pick was Alice in Chains with
Yes.
Dirt. So I do enjoy their sounds, and I would say obviously this is their best album. I do enjoy Bleach and In Utero. I think those are pretty decent albums, but obviously this is what they're known for, and it's got a lot of rich history. And it was really interesting to see a group who never really wanted to be very famous reach insane levels of stardom past, what they ever wanted to do. And I think it led to a very strange and dark path for all of them, obviously with the suicide of Kurt Cobain. Maybe...
Are we getting into the suicide?
Yes, the Courtney Love...
Yes, quote unquote. Yeah.
I'll let the conspiracies talk about that one. But it was just so interesting to see like that duality of they never really wanted to get to that level, but still put out music and stay underground, but still seeing them get to that insane level is almost this weird duality. And it's pretty sad because some of the best musicians out there do pass away at a younger age, but I don't know if I would really want to see Kurt Cobain, slowly age into his late 50s and see how that would come out. But obviously I'd still love to have him around today. But in terms of this album, man, it's got some killers on it. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Sorry. I did that whole beautiful speech and then did a shitty pun.
Not a dad joke.
I didn't even mean to.
But 1991 was actually a huge year in music, and there's a lot of albums that come to mind that came out in '91. So I compiled a little list, and I wanted to show you guys and everyone out there
Hops and Bops list.
how big 1991 was.
Okay.
Nirvana, Nevermind. You had Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magik, which we've covered here.
Okay.
You had Pearl Jam 10, their debut.
Jesus. Yeah.
You had Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger.
Wow.
You had Temple of the Dog, self-titled, which we've also done here. Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, pre-mega band. Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Okay.
And Metallica Black Album.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
All in 1991.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, insane year. And then also a couple others that came to mind, and I wanted to research them. Rage Against the Machine, self-titled, which is another album I want to do on here sometime. That came out in '92, and then Alice in Chains' Dirt also came out in '92. So, I mean, that time period was just insane for rock music and, this genre overall. I mean, these are huge bands. And to have that many albums, and some of them, their early albums come out all in that one year, just shows you how intense that time was.
And so influential to not only the music that came out, then and after, but also just on culture as a whole. You saw this kind of shift in the media towards, shifting away from like the sterilized '80s, like Full House kind of, well, not Full House, but like that kind of, it was just like sanitized and clean to the song. Just like counterculture, like, kind of saying fuck you to the establishment, wearing flannels.
That was grunge.
Glorifying Seattle for...
I mean, I often consider the bridge band to be Guns N' Roses. When their debut Appetite came out, they were, at the tail end of that 80s hair metal phase, and they kind of ushered in this kind of grungier rock look, and then it kind of, then transitioned into actual grunge music with Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, all that. So yeah, and then like you said, this kind of anti-culture kind of took over, and that became the pop culture.
Yes. Yeah. So just super cool to see that. Like, obviously you can't do it all with just an album, but the way that it reached out into so many different parts of culture was just so interesting.
And it's funny, Tom, you said earlier how like they were a band who struggled with their stardom, yet they still made music. I think the perfect example of that is the opening track to the album, Smells Like Teen Spirit, because it's their biggest song, but it's also very catchy and almost like not like what they usually make. There's the catchy riff, there's the verse chorus, guitar solo, verse rhythm, or
well, I mean, you really
format.
think about it when you talk about pop music now.
Yeah.
You pick 4 chords or 4 notes and you repeat them until the end of the song.
Right.
Sometimes even
that's
2.
Literally what this song was.
Yep. And then Tom and we were watching that video of like the making of the song with Butch Vig, the producer, and it was funny how he said instead of choosing some wacky guitar solo, all he did was mimic the vocal line.
That's
and
it.
that further added simplicity to the song, which was kind of the anti them.
Exactly, yeah.
And which made them huge because it appealed to the masses, which is not who they, kind of made music for. Yeah.
It's a very simple song.
Very simple song.
I think the most complicated part, and it's not even, is the drums.
Yeah.
And it's just like those little riffs, like the
right.
Like it's not even as difficult, but it's like more complicated than it sounds.
Yep.
And the rest of the song is it's 4 chords on repeat for 3.5, whatever it is, 4 minutes.
Right. And if you're listening to this for the first time, you kind of get a rhythm of what the drum beat is. But if you listen closely, the bass drum is actually a little more complex than you might think. And the drummer Dave Grohl, who we all know I'm a big Dave Grohl guy.
One of the best musicians of all time.
Yeah, I mean, this is where he got to start. This was his first album with the band.
He wasn't on Bleach?
I don't think he was on Bleach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he joined right before this. And, just very tight. The drums have a huge sound because it was actually recorded at this place called Sound City Studios in California. And, you're right there? You're gonna make it?
I'm all right.
Okay. Bands clamored to record at the studio because of the big booming drum sound. Bands died for that sound. Come to find out, Sound City had many famous, well-known albums recorded there. I think, if I'm right, Fleetwood Mac Rumors was recorded there. Rage Against the Machine Self-Titled was recorded there. Very well-known studio. Years later, more current day, Dave Grohl recorded made a documentary about the studio, kind of the history behind it, all the bands, albums that were recorded there. He actually bought the switchboard or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And now he has that in his possession. And he recorded an album with, I think, Corey Taylor's on it, Paul McCartney's on it, in honor of the recording studio, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
It's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. Sound City. Check it out. It's a really good documentary.
Yeah. And I think it might be a little overstated, but they only have 3 members.
Yeah.
So the sound that they get out of just 3 guys is almost like unreal to the point where, like, I mean, obviously there's overdubbing and
of course.
Stuff you do in the studio with solos, but even if you like, I've heard a lot of their live music too. They still sound extremely full to the point where it doesn't even like. I mean, obviously, later in their career they did have a fourth, good player.
They were always intended to be a 4-piece.
Yeah.
Pat Smear.
Our good buddy Pat Schmear.
Yeah.
Every time I do female reproductive system in my health class and I mention Pap Smear, there's always
You gotta flash a picture of
there's
him.
always a kid that yells out in this Pap Smear, like from Nirvana, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Kudos to you, 12-year-old.
Well done.
Shout out to the
Yeah,
12-year-olds
they know.
listening.
If you know, you know. But I guess
With the baby tits.
he joined the band right before Kurt died, so they never really got to like be a foursome and made an album together. But then Pat is now with Foo Fighters with Dave.
So it all came full circle.
Yep.
He got a job.
Yeah.
Good.
So Smells Like Teen Spirit, obviously their main song that everyone knows. I think it's a little overdone at this point. The simplicity in combination with the popularity, just if I'm listening to the album, which I do listen to it by myself sometimes, I will usually skip the song just because it's so widespread. It's got over 1 billion plays on Spotify. And again, like we said, it's pretty simplistic. It's a good song. Obviously, there's a reason why there's so many people that enjoy this. But if I'm seeking this out on my own, I'm not going to be playing this.
Do you know where this title comes from? Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Yes, I can. I can elaborate on that if you'd like, unless you know the story.
Right here. So Spotify has this cool thing called Storyline. It's like facts about songs underneath when you play it. It says,
Bikini Kill.
this friend of mine and I were goofing around in my house one night and we were kind of drunk. We were writing graffiti all over the walls in my house and she wrote, "Kurt smells like Teen Spirit." And earlier on, we were kind of having this discussion on revolution and teen revolution and stuff like that, and I took that as a compliment. I thought that she was saying that I was a person who could inspire. I just thought that was a nice little title, and it turns out she just meant that I smelled like the deodorant. I didn't even know that deodorant existed until after the song was written. So Teen Spirit must be a deodorant brand.
And then to come full circle with this, I got a random notification. I just clicked on my phone and someone posted something that says, in 1991, the top 10 hit Nirvana was Smells Like ... what? Social Dinners, Teen Spirit, or Your Mom. It says, I'm willing to risk it all and answer C.
Yeah.
So this random meme was just posted that I got a notification for.
Well, look at that.
Nirvana's Teen Spirit.
Smells Like Your Mom, yeah. The 91 classic.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Next song, though. I love the next song.
Oh, what a classic.
In Bloom. I mean, it's another huge Nirvana song.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely overplayed too, but
not nearly to the point of some of the other tracks.
No.
I think what keeps the song so concrete is the drums.
Yes.
I think that's the best part of the track for me.
my favorite part of it. That drum part. And then the verse riff, the 16th notes on the hi-hats holding strong. It's a very hypnotic song progression. From that drum part to the simple drum beat, then it opens up, second half of the verse, and then it goes into the chorus. Rinse and repeat. Great song. I like this song a lot.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
And I mean, obviously, most of the songs on this are going to be pretty popular.
Yeah.
But in terms of popularity of this track, I think it definitely stands the test of time.
Right.
Some of the other ones are a little.
I mean, on vinyl, the first half.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the most
The A side of this
killer
is,
A side ever.
Yeah, definitely.
We mentioned that on the Rush episode when we did Moving Pictures. Like that A side was just insane, and this is
It's good.
big songs.
Real big.
Yeah.
Huge. We're making them huge. Come As You Are, the third track, the second most popular in terms of streams, and I would say in terms of influence. You know, Mike, you've been a little bit quiet over there. I want to hear your thoughts a little bit.
This was one of the first songs I ever played live.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, this Come As You Are was a big, one of the songs we played often in middle school in the multitude of awful bands that I was in, you know, as a 12 or 13-year-old. But you look at it now, not many kids do that.
No.
It's weird. Like, I was in a band at some point in time with someone who could barely play guitar, me pretending I knew how to play drums, and then, you know, a bassist that just was like, hey, we need you.
Right.
With somebody who kind of sounded like a knockoff Kurt Cobain just screaming because you were a kid and you just yelled.
That's what you did. I think now, like, the kids that are in bands are the kids that are in band. Like,
Yeah, that
just
already
the musicians.
showed
Yeah.
They're the ones gigging and playing around, but
I don't really see that.
you don't
Like,
see the, hey, let's start a band. Like
I
you don't know
swear
music.
to God, I was probably in like 3 different bands between like 7th grade and like, Jesus Christ, maybe 5 different bands between 7th grade and like graduating high school.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was in
yeah.
my fair share too.
Yeah. You're in like 3 or 4 bands around that time. And
Yeah.
they'd last like
That sounds
a
about
year or you'd last like 6
Yeah.
months and then one guy would drop out, so you'd pick up another dude. Or, I mean, shit, me and Joey have been playing together since freshman year of high school, maybe 8th grade.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, here we are at 32 fucking years old, still playing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you just don't see it.
Yeah.
This song is Terry's warm up. Terry from our band Smoove series. He's always playing this. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great tune now.
Yeah, it
I
is.
love that bass line that really keeps a lot of the track cemented.
Yeah.
You know, like the drums are to In Bloom,
I was
the basses.
Just gonna say the same thing. You're exactly right.
Great minds.
Yep.
You know? And I mean, obviously, there are only 3 members, so it's going to be a track by track basis into who's going to shine the most. Well, and that's not for every track, but for specific ones, you're gonna see that someone's gonna shine a little bit more, and you know, they work together as a unit very well. Obviously, you can see that on a lot of the tracks, but I do like how every member has his own creative input that really makes the song its own.
Yep.
My own personal opinion, it gets a little repetitive just because.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a good riff, but
Especially when he gets into the memory, like at the end, it's just like it drags a little bit. I remember we weren't allowed to say "I know I don't have a gun." We got in trouble. We weren't allowed to say that at like one of the talent shows that we played at school or some shit.
A laser.
Yeah.
A bun.
I don't have a bun.
I also remember we weren't allowed to because we used to play Bob O'Reilly.
Oh yeah.
And we weren't allowed to say Teenage Wasteland. We're all wasted.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're all chocolatey wasted.
We weren't allowed to say we were all wasted.
What did you have to say? What did you say
I
then?
think we just didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything.
We're all.
Yeah, it was strange. It was strange, but we were like, what? It's not even talking about like drinking and drugs. It's talking about like wasting your life. You know? I don't know. Stupid.
Yeah.
But it's a short track, which is kind of nice too. Like it's not too long.
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty simple guitar solo too.
Yeah.
That also pretty much follows the vocals too.
Yeah.
Kind of
Does
a
that a lot.
copied track.
He does that a lot.
Solo. So, And I'm not knocking that. It's got that. It's beautiful in its simplicity. I'll say that, which is a poetic thing to say.
Yeah.
That made sense in my head before.
We ready for some watermelon?
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Watermelon.
I figured save the B chair friend.
Yeah. You end with B chair. B dot chair. So we got the watermelon vodka soda. It's got a pinkish tinge.
A little pinkish hue.
Its hue is a little pink. It doesn't. That one doesn't look.
Could be my glass. I think it's the purple boots and the stripper bitch.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Can you hold it up a little bit? You gotta garnish it. You gotta put it on the on the side.
Oh,
like
like
your
I used to
pictures.
do.
Yeah,
Like, like that. Yeah, there you
drink
go.
it that way though.
You gotta drink it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And cheers it too.
Okay. I gotta get those pictures back. Cheers. Drink it.
I'm not gonna lie that I drank this yesterday a little bit, and it is the least fake watermelon of all the watermelon flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Watermelon White Claw is like drinking
Garbage.
dirty Jolly Ranchers. Bad.
Can't stand it.
Watermelon High Noons are horrendous.
This is
Might be worse than the White Claws.
Yeah. This is the best watermelon flavored drink that I've had. This one.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but I'm just saying in terms of the flavor watermelon, this is the best one that I've had.
Yeah. I mean, with the lime, it's kind of comparable to that Sprite flavor, just because it's like a lime soda. This one, I'm not really sure what to compare it to. It's a very faint watermelon for me. It doesn't overwhelm you with
watermelon.
melon.
Reminds me of like a lesser grape. Like when you do a grape flavor, it's very hard to make it not taste like Robitussin or like some.
Yeah,
sort
it's
of
a lot.
cough
It's
medicine.
very overdone.
You get your grape sodas that are okay, but that's about like, in my opinion, the grape flavored anything other than grape soda, like you're screwed. You're drinking cough medicine.
Yeah.
Watermelon just has that fake gross flavor.
So yeah, I think this is it's pretty faint, but it also doesn't overdo it.
Agreed.
So.
Yeah.
Jump back into
Breed.
I
Solid song.
am a very big fan of this song. This is probably my favorite song on the album.
Nice. Okay.
It's just so like jittery and all over the place, and it's
bombastic.
Very punky.
Yes.
Which kind of strays away from that like grunge. Well, not really, because grunge does have a lot of punk elements to it, and I just like how it's structurally set up. And I wouldn't really work out to any Nirvana songs except for this one. I was listening to this at CVS while getting like deli meats, and I started just like going at it.
Deli meats at CVS?
Or, Big Y, that's CVS.
I was going to say. They really branched out their sales.
I meant Big Y.
I need condoms. I need my antibiotic and some deli meat.
Yep, and a copy of Woman's World.
Oh, and Easter candy 4 months in advance.
Yeah.
I'm there. So I was headbanging at the combination CVS Big Y to this song, and I
picking up my Vagisil.
I got some very weird looks from some very old women. So
because you took the last tube of Vagisil.
Vagisil?
Wait, I'm sorry. Why did you bring up CVS again?
It meant
deli meats. But you meant to say Big Y.
I meant to say Big Y. I was
fine.
getting food at Big Y.
And how does this pertain to Nirvana?
I had it in my headphone.
Oh right, gotcha.
I had it in my AirPods because I was just like, I know what it is, but I want to just get another, re-listen. And I was like, oh fuck yeah, this song goes hard.
Yeah, it does.
This is the mosh pit song.
Yes, it's very
for the
aggressive.
album. It just gets the blood pumping, and I was just going really hard, like
it's fast.
Kind of whisper singing it to myself. And Edith gave me a little side eye, and I was like,
Edith.
Yeah, get your Werther candies and get out of here. And I love get Vagisil wearing bitch.
We just lost all of our grandma listeners.
Yeah.
Oh, but
holy Lord!
I love the lyrics of this
Naked
song.
babies and Butterscotch bitches.
Baby dicks and butterscotch bitches.
The story of Hops and Bops.
Dude, that's an album right there.
That's
It is not.
That's an
It
album
is not.
title.
Oh God.
Baby dicks and butterscotch bitches.
Give that to Weird Al.
See what he can do with it.
Jesus Christ.
But I love the lyricism of this where he's like, we can plant a house, we can build a tree, I don't even care, we can have all three. Just like clearly not like being serious in the lyrics at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a lot of fun and it's very heavy, which is two things that I can get down with.
I can fuck with that.
I can.
Yeah. Good song. And then after that is Lithium, another huge Nirvana song.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah. This is great.
Might be my favorite single.
Yeah.
What were the singles?
Smells like.
Spirit, Come As You Are.
Yep.
Lithium and In Bloom.
In Bloom.
Oh wow, okay.
I think
All
I think
side A.
I think Lithium might be my favorite of the singles.
Yeah.
It's not super simple. It's not difficult. It's just kind of like that middle ground of just a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think vocally he like overdoes it at all, which that's one of my biggest like gripes with him sometimes is that like especially even like the chorus of like Smells Like Teen Spirit. Like it just gets to a point after a while it's like, all right, now I'm just listening to you scream or like strain to hit notes that are just like dirty. Like you know what I mean? I don't know. And I think it's one of the songs that he just does a better job at like sticking to what he's good at and successful with.
The chorus itself with the yeahs is just so catchy, and you could just see them playing it live and the whole arena going crazy.
So
And we have Polly.
I'm actually kind of a big fan of this song.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Polly wants a
There's
cracker.
just something catchy about it. And it's a low-key song, and it's not even, like, a great song, but there's just something catchy about it that this is, like, it's not a single, and I've always known this song. And this is my first time through the album, was for this.
Really?
I'd never listened to this album top. I'm not a big Nirvana fan. I think they're very overrated, and I'll listen to them when they're on the radio, but they're not a band that I will go out of my way to listen to. I am not going to be like, oh, you know what I'm in the mood for? I need a Nirvana song. Like, just not happening. Because there's so many other bands I'd rather listen to. And I don't know what it is about Polly, but I just find it to be a super catchy, like, I like this song.
I think it's the way that it strips apart the rest of the band. It kind of just puts Kurt on a stage by himself, and obviously that other singer as well. It just kind of changes the whole dynamic of the group, where you had all these blistering heavy tracks and some lower key tracks, but this one is really just kind of a standout in its own way and switches up a lot of what you expect from the band.
Yeah.
I don't remember all of the tracks that came on Bleach, but I don't think there were many like acoustic guitar driven songs. And then there's light percussion every now and then, but just a complete change up.
That cymbal hit.
Yeah, just that one cymbal hit.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really stand out to me. I don't really have much to say
I
about
don't know
it.
why.
The subject matter is so dark too. Yeah, talking about like tying up a girl and abusing her, and it's kind of like almost like a diss track of all the shitty people that eventually ended up becoming Nirvana fans. This song was indirectly written towards them. I think at some concert he made note of that, and just a cooler, darker track. I think that's definitely interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Next one was like classic punk rock.
I love this one, Territorial Pissings.
Yeah, thought it was all right.
Bit less known, kind of annoying intro, but I mean it's the
bassist, right?
Yeah,
vocally
making fun of that kind of lovey-dovey era of the 70s where everyone was trying to get, peace and love. And they just kind of like, fuck all of you. We're a part of the new generation. We're going to just tear apart everything that you built up.
Yeah.
It gets a little shouty later. Gotta find a way. Gotta
Yeah.
But that's punk,
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
This song actually reminds me of like early Foo Fighters.
Oh, for sure.
I never really heard a lot of crossover in their in sound, but this song reminds me of like an early Dave,
Yeah.
Song.
The way he shouts and
Yeah.
yeah. Agreed. It was all right. It didn't really do much for me. It just was a little too much in your face. Nirvana's already screamy enough, and this was just like over the top for me.
I like it because it doesn't try to appeal to a wider audience like the singles like Smells Like Teen Spirit did.
Yeah.
But it still kept that raw, grungy sound
Yeah.
that they've been working really hard at. And, it's not insanely intricate or intense, but I enjoy it quite a bit as just like a dirtier cut.
Yeah. Not much to drain you. Just kind of a...
Not much in Drain You.
This is a great song.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a single, but this is a very well known song.
Yeah, it's the most. I
Gets a
think
lot of
it's
play.
the most like popular non-single.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the breakdown that happens later in the track.
Oh yeah.
The dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, yeah. I like it more for
The song itself.
yeah. Granted, it is pretty simplistic, but I do enjoy that aspect as well.
But like you said, there's beauty in its simplicity.
Exactly.
I mean, a band like Rolling Stones or AC/DC, at least drum wise. I know you don't like the Stones, but
Yeah, I guess.
they're prominent.
Oh no, they are.
They're awful. They're
Stones
awful
terrible.
musicians. Awful.
Stones terrible.
But you put them together, and somehow they work. And
Yeah.
my point is, there's something to be said about simple.
Yeah.
If you could do it right and it's simple, then that's just what it is. You play what the song needs, and it comes out. If you try too hard, it's not going to sound good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we get into some
beach air?
Beach air.
Let's do it for the final stretch of the album.
Right. Well, beach air. Well, that's the flavors. We want black cherry.
Definitely best of the three.
No.
Oh.
No. This is actually not my favorite black cherry drink. There are plenty more that are better.
I'm sure.
I hate Trulies. I think all Trulies are gross, but I like Truly black cherry better than this for sure.
Okay.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
I think it has the most flavor
That's
out of any of them.
what I like out of
Because
Yeah.
especially with the watermelon, it kind of just seemed like they waved a fruit around and then. Kinda, sorry, I caught you mid sip. They kind of just blew a fan with a watermelon around a big pit of soda water.
I feel like the lime one didn't have a ton of flavor. Like,
No, it kind of just tasted like a Sprite.
like I said, like a flat soda.
Yeah, like a flat Sprite with a little bit of vodka in there. But this one definitely has the most, but also in the same breath, it's not the best out of the three. I think it has flavor, but it's not necessarily like a great flavor. Granted, I'm not a huge black cherry fan to begin with, but that is the seltzer scene, so I get it. But I mean, in terms of overall taste for them, it's decent.
Yeah. I think the fact that it has the most flavor might just do it for me.
Yeah. Tastes like they actually put some black cherry tasting in there. So
I feel like they actually tried.
yes. yeah, exactly. So
I taste each flavor. I don't know what you're talking about.
Must be those heightened post-COVID senses.
I think so. I got it all back.
Plus some. It's like when you're blind and you have better senses. Like
Yeah, right.
You went taste and smellless for so long that you heightened them.
you got superpowers now.
Good Daredevil.
I don't have much to say on Lounge Act.
No.
It's pretty standard grunge
It is.
track. Nothing.
I've heard this before too. I think other than the album.
Yeah. It's nothing that's gonna blow you away, but it's decent while it's on. I'm not gonna knock it too much.
When you're listening to the album, it's a good compliment to the star-studded tracks.
Yeah.
It fits into the album very, very well.
There's a reason why it wasn't a single.
Right.
I can see that.
Right.
Same thing for Stay Away.
Yeah.
It does have that. It sounds pretty similar. Maybe a bit more raw. It sounds a bit more raw in their execution of it. But again, yeah, pretty.
It's just so
standard.
repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only so much Cobain screaming I can take. Then I start to just become numb to it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why at this point in the album, I'm kind of just on coast mode. Like they're almost not even like differentiating from song to song for me. It's just becoming
Numb.
I don't know. Yeah.
I will say though, I am a big fan of On a Plane.
Same here.
Oh,
I
Joe.
love this song.
Babe. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Something about it, you know? It's got that same simplistic beauty where it doesn't go too crazy, you know? Doesn't get insanely shouty either. He kind of flexes his singing a bit more on this.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how they spell On a Plane, like not Plane, Plain.
Yes.
You know, kind of like a plane of existence.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, pairs it with I Can't Complain. You know, he has a lot of lyrical chops to his name as well, so I can get on board with that. And you know, pretty good song. I think I actually put this on my 2021 playlist, not because of this, like very early in the year. February 14th actually. Yeah.
Look at that.
I was re-listening for a while. I was like, hey, this song's actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. I like it's like the third part of every verse where he harmonizes with himself. No,
yeah.
that's more in the chorus, but I also like that part. But in each verse, kind of like
verse?
the third line, he kind of harmonizes with himself.
Love myself better than you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just like the note combination that they have.
Well, I mean, when we were watching that, you know, behind the mix thing with Butch Vig, he showed that he has a lot of cool ways of layering his vocals, especially in double takes of what was it, Smell Like Teen Spirit. He was really good at that. And so you can see, like, on certain layers of this, he can definitely harmonize with himself, too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, for sure.
There's like a little bass slide at the end of the bridge.
Yeah, he definitely was a better vocalist than he lent himself to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he just focused more on his grungy side of things.
Yeah, and I think that has to do with the style, too.
Of
Like,
course.
it was different than what anyone in the mainstream had heard of before then. I mean, you get people like freaking Guns N' Roses there. He has that kind of he has that screamier voice, but it's still like a singing style. This one almost seems like he's pushing from like deep inside him to like
even like a Lane Staley or
But I mean that's
Cornell.
Yeah, that's the style too. So I can see the influence that it had. And I also like at the very end where it's just him harmonizing, where everything fades out. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Something in the way makes me want to cut myself. It's really popular for some reason. It has 90 million streams, like way more than what's around it, even more than Drain You. I never really saw the appeal. This song it sounds like I took a lot of sleeping pills and tried to stay awake.
Was that from 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I think so, yeah.
Where he says he take NyQuil and he falls asleep or jerk off and goes, I always win.
Yeah. I like this song because it was unlike anything else, and it ended.
Yeah, sure.
And it ended the album. I thought it was a really cool. After what we just went through, where most of it was just ballistic, aggressive, fast. This kind of just ended it calmly, and it was just dark and like brooding. I don't know if that's the right word, but I don't know. It was just something cool about it.
It was a change up, kind of like Polly was, but...
And this was one that I've actually heard quite a bit before.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I just, with the strings in it, it's got to be a violin or something like that going in the background, and then...
Yep.
Still simplistic, but...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just repeating that...
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've heard this one before, and this was, I think that's what made me probably click with it a little more as I've actually heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, interesting way to end.
Yep. Well,
Then you
And
have
until
Endless Nameless.
That
What a horseshit
shit show.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's
so it's a
bad.
and I
it
love
was
how
a hidden
everybody.
Oh, was it? It was a hidden
Yeah.
track.
hidden track.
And I love how everybody is a writer on it.
Yeah.
Other than Smells Like Teen Spirits, the only other song everyone's a writer on.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it was a hidden track on like the later pressings of the album. So that's why, like on Spotify, when we listen to it, it's its own track.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's a throwaway for me.
Yeah, definitely the worst one. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah,
It's just noise.
yeah, and I think that's what they intended.
Yeah,
they intend this to be a song.
Yeah, there's just no melodic elements
Yeah.
to it, especially.
I don't need 6 minutes of it. Almost 7.
No, oh yeah, no, and especially it being way further than any of the other tracks. Like the longest track was "Smells Like Teen Spirit," which is just over 5 minutes. This is 6 and
Right.
43. So yeah, no, I'm okay with never listening to that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame too because obviously it has like legend status in terms of its album, and the way that it ends. Obviously, it was supposed to be hidden, and I get that, but they still put it on. It's still the end of the album.
Still
Right.
garbage.
So, plus
There
if
you
it was off, it would have been a tighter like 43 minutes instead of 49.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it is what it is.
Yep. And there you go.
Yep.
Nirvana, Nevermind.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
I think I spoke my piece. I think I've gotten everything I wanted out there.
Yeah, same here. I mean, it's another one of those albums that are just iconic. It'll always be iconic.
Even if you're not a big rock
Exactly.
fan, you know about it. At
You
least.
know about it.
So,
Yep.
You want to go into some
Key
tracks?
tracks. Let's do it. My favorite, I guess, I'm assuming I'm starting.
Yes.
My favorite track on the album is, there's something to be said about Smells Like Teen Spirit, but I'm not going to choose that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with In Bloom. I like In Bloom. Great drum part. I mean, it's fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, In Bloom. I don't need to drag on more.
Yeah. We
In Bloom.
Yeah. I'm actually going with Breed. It's not one of their most well-known tracks, but it something about it really gets me pumped and hyped in a CVS. Apparently, getting deli meats.
Among other items.
Yeah, it's raw energy. I kind of like them when they're a bit on their punkier side, and it wasn't one of the more overplayed tracks. And if you're not a huge fan of them, you probably don't know about it too much. So, it's yeah, go listen to it.
I'm gonna go with Lithium.
Yeah.
I just thought Lithium
Another
was
good one.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
you can't go wrong.
of all the singles, that was my favorite.
Yeah.
I just thought it was the most like kind of, I don't want to say refined, but just
Complete.
catchiest, complete, listenable. I don't know, something about it. It's just that song I do like.
How about your bottom track?
I mean, are we all just going with?
Yeah, we
Endless
can
Nameless,
all say
or
Endless
are we just-
Nameless.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, are we
Unless you have
picking
something
beyond
else.
No, that is my
Yeah,
bottom
that's
track.
the
That was mine
same.
too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
just jump right to Sleeper.
Sleeper.
sure.
Sleeping.
Polly for me. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I just find it to be super catchy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because it's one of those just out there songs and doesn't really fit the album, which sometimes is a good thing and sometimes isn't.
Mm-hmm.
For this one, I mean, on an album that I kind of like after Lithium, didn't really care much for
Yeah.
or really care about listening to. Polly kind of ended it for me. After Polly, I was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your napping equestrian?
Napping a question.
You were sitting on that for a
I
while.
was. I thought of it when Mike was talking.
I like that. That's good. On a Plane.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's my sleeper. For sure. For such a top-heavy album in terms of prominence, that's a nice little track to sneak in there by the end of the album. On a Plane for me. Love that song. Go check it out.
I agree. Go
Yes.
check it out for all of those reasons. I also enjoy Territorial Pissings just because I like the punkier side, and they kind of get a little tongue-in-cheek with the intro, and they really just go all out on that song. And I love the live versions of that song. They really go a lot faster and just get a lot more wild on that one. So
Yeah.
so those are up there.
Cool.
But let's give it a rating.
Rating.
Give it a rating. Give it a hot rating. Whatever you like. On a 0 to 10 scale. I can go first if you like. If it makes it easier on you.
No, I'm gonna go. I'll
Go.
go.
You go.
I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
7 out of 10 bops.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has one of the best A sides of any album. I mean, killer tracks. Kind of lost me towards the end there. A lot of repetition.
Mm-hmm.
But man, does this album have a place in music history. So, and again, I'm not a huge Nirvana guy, but this album is, it's just one of those albums. Like I said, it'll just stand alone forever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah, I think it stood the test of time. Obviously, there is a bit of a dated value to it, but I mean, it's granted it's going to come with anything. I think there are way more good tracks than bad tracks on it, and it's obtained legend status for me and for many people. Obviously, I think it's like on a lot of like top 100 best albums of all time. I think on Rolling Stone it's like the 8th best album of all time.
Wow,
something like that. So, it's
like saying this is the 8th best
vodka
tequila
soda
of all time.
oh, the tequila.
Oh, we'll do that after. I'll add that at the end of this episode. So, great influence on music and culture as a whole, and I think that combined with the good music, I'm gonna give it about an 8.5 out of 10. A lot of the other music scenes around it were influenced by what this album was, and I think that has a lot to say.
Would you say 8.5?
8.5. Yeah.
Nice. Wow. Yeah. Mike?
First half was solid. Second half lost me. 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you were kind of on the lower half.
Yeah.
It's fair.
I don't know. It
It's
doesn't.
fair.
Doesn't tickle your goose.
Yep.
I can almost guarantee I'll never listen to it again.
Sure.
Okay.
Top to bottom. I don't know. It's just, but again, it's Nirvana for me.
Yeah.
If they come on the radio, fine. If I never heard them again, it wouldn't make a difference in my life.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I've always been like that with them. It's like a lot of like these, band. I won't say a lot, but even like when I was a kid, when you grow up, you start listening to this style of music. Like everything's great. It doesn't matter from Lynyrd Skynyrd to fucking Nirvana to Metallica. Like all these bands are like, because it's your first experience getting into all of this. And then as your musical taste starts to grow and change and different things like that, I don't know, for me at least, I start to realize like, oh, Nirvana's really, they had a big influence, but they're really not that good. Or same thing with the Rolling Stones. You start to hear some songs by them and you're like, wow, they suck. They just got a few real big hits that you'll listen to. I don't know. Even Metallica, I would list them as one of, if not the most overrated bands of all time.
Especially with their later career.
Yeah, but for me, if I'm not listening to Kill 'Em All and that thrash metal style of Metallica, where they were super talented, and super tight, and super fast, after that, I'm like, you guys really just suck. And I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I don't know. I just can't.
Don't matter. That's the hot take.
It is what it is.
Quick shout out to Butch Vig and Sound City Studios. I think those were big X factors on the album.
Yep.
Yeah.
Butch Vig, producer. Anyway, very nice. How about our Canteen Spirits Vodka Sodas? Should we just rank these? Are we going to rate them?
Do we want to just do like...
I'm going to rank
2
them.
and 3? Yeah.
I'm definitely going to rank them.
Rank them and then give them a rating as a whole, I think.
As a brand,
yes.
if you will?
Okay.
Yes.
A brand rating and then a drink ranking.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So my brand rating, I'm going to give these a 6. Maybe a 6.5, actually. 6.5. They're good. I don't know. No, that's kind of low.
Higher than what I'm giving them.
Me too.
Yeah. I'll stick with the 6.5. They're good. They're very good. I think these flavors are the most flavorful. Like you can tell what each flavor is.
The flavors got the flavors.
Yeah. And then as far as rankings, I'm going to put lime at number 1. I love the lime one. I'm going to put black cherry at 2 and then watermelon at 3.
You know what? I'll agree with you on the rankings. I enjoyed the lime more out of all 3. Black cherry had the most flavor. The watermelon just kind of didn't do much for me. But I'm just not a big It's not really a seltzer, but it kind of is. It's
Yeah.
got that carbonation to it,
Right.
and not a crazy alcohol content, but
I think we've officially established
no seltzers.
no seltzers for Tom.
Yes.
I thought these might break it a little because it's a vodka soda,
Yeah.
but it's still a glorified seltzer.
I'm gonna give them a 4.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's reasonable.
All right.
I'm 5-ing it all around
Yeah.
Yeah.
today with this one.
Yeah.
Down the middle.
I'm not gonna not drink them.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
That's with every drink, though.
more or less. And
Right.
I'm not gonna like drink it and be like, oh god, this is terrible.
Right.
It's not gonna be like the Four Loko.
Right.
But I just thought, I don't know, I'd rather drink like the Truly Fruit Punch or something like
Yeah.
that. They're better to me. Black cherry had the most flavor. It wasn't the greatest black cherry flavor, but it had the most flavor of all of them, so that'd be my one. Lime was solid because it didn't really go either way, which is all right. Watermelon was the best watermelon that I've had of all the watermelon drinks out there, but still wasn't.
Yeah. So you're doing
Sorry.
beach air, lime, watermelon.
The order in which you see them,
Okay. Sounds good.
depending on which direction you look
What
at.
perspective? Yeah.
Quarterbacks. So.
If Tom's camera was working.
Yeah, right.
So.
Nice.
But don't
Very
worry,
cool.
we will get Mike's beautiful mug drinking the captain's bet.
It is time. I have fulfilled the bet. Yeah, do your like little jackass intro, like Johnny
My name's-
Knoxville.
Yep.
Okay. go ahead.
So I bet Joe Sod, and I think the only reason he stuck with these albums is so I had to drink this. And we've picked an 89-cent nipper of
It was 89 cents.
Anza.
Anza Blanco.
If any,
Tequila.
If any Espanols have any sort. No, just, if anybody knows how to pronounce, is it Anza?
Yeah, I think it's Anta. Anta.
Anza.
Blanco tequila with natural flavors. 40.
He's talking about it. He doesn't want to do it.
80 proof. 50
Enough
mils.
stalling. Do it.
Oh God.
Tequila. Cheers. Oh yeah.
That's awful.
I think he liked it.
That was like right about a minute. That was
There
good.
you go.
Ugh.
Solid.
Oh, your eyes are watering a little bit.
Wow.
There you go.
That burns.
Again,
So-
it was the easiest bet I've ever had to do. Stick to my 2 albums.
Oh, that's trash.
So,
What are we doing next, Tomas?
episode 65.
65.
It's the holiday season.
It is.
It's still sitting there.
Is that the sleepy dark horse? It's the holiday season, and we're going to do our world famous Christmas episodes. But this time, instead of doing fan submitted singles, we're doing a little bit of a different episode. We're going to be doing a Trans-Siberian Orchestra album,
Yes.
Christmas Eve and Other Stories, the 1996 titular release.
Yes.
And
good album.
with some
I
kind of
think it's their
drink.
debut.
And
I
I am an anti-Christmas. I'm a Grinch.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
a big Christmas.
Not a big Christmas.
You're a
music.
mean one?
This is a great album.
Mr.
A lot of
Song.
good songs on it.
Let's see if it is.
I think
It is there.
last year we learned our lesson about mixing the rums and the eggnog. But Mike brought the Pennsylvania Dutch, which was good. I'd like to offer
I'm
the
still hurting.
He's recovering. We need to give him a breather.
I'd like to offer the Evan Williams pre-mixed eggnog,
Ooh.
which is very good. I've had it before. It's
I've
just
had it
like
as well,
Pennsylvania
yes.
Dutch.
Okay.
So I think we'll go with that this year.
Or we had in discussion that we could all bring our own pre-mixed eggnog.
Oh,
and
that is
see
true.
We could have a little taste test whose is better.
Okay.
So you bring the Evan Williams, maybe you bring the Pennsylvania Dutch, maybe I try to find one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's do that then.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Cool. Good shit. We are winding down 2021. Holy shit.
Wow,
we made it.
already.
Yep. But thank you so much for listening and sticking with us. To all our new listeners out there, awesome. Spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. We are the Hops and Bops podcast, streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Check out the YouTube channel. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Check us out there. Get in touch. For Tom and Mike, I've been Joe. See you next time.
Peace.